to another Rise of the 1% podcast episode, and I am G Bass. It is today's Rise of the 1% podcast episode. I got alongside me, once again, my brother, Rise of the 1% podcast co-host, Bri Williams.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir, man. How's everything been coming along on your end, brother?
It's good.
Been good?
Good.
That's great stuff. Love it. Glad to be doing another one. So, Bri, we're going to start off this episode talking about Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty.
Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty.
Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty, right?
What's going on?
So, pretty much, let's just talk a little bit about the backstory of the situation first, leading up to what just occurred, right? So, Pooh Shiesty is a rap artist. Of course, Gucci Mane we know is a rap artist as well. But Gucci Mane became a CEO over the years in terms of having his own label, 1017, right? He's had a lot of different artists signed to him over the years. And Pooh Shiesty happened to be one of those artists. And Pooh Shiesty had a pretty great career as a rap artist. He had some songs that went platinum, became a millionaire.
Did 1017 make 1 million now?
From the sources that I tap into, that's what it seems to be.
I didn't know Pooh Shiesty until
Gucci. Me either. Okay. Me either. Absolutely. And I'm going to say this, Bri. It's been some commentary on this situation over the last days I've been seeing. Some people were saying, Gucci going to Memphis and signing rappers, he could have actually gave more opportunities to people here in the city.
Think so?
Right? That's what some people are saying. Being, of course, Gucci came up here in Atlanta. But he extended that arm to Memphis. And then you got some people from Memphis saying that they believe he was signing a lot of artists from Memphis because of the feud between him and Yo Gotti, trying to get some get back. So we don't necessarily know what the motive may have been. But what has occurred is pretty much Pooh Shiesty recently was arrested with some other individuals in regards to, they said that they kidnapped, robbed Gucci Mane and a couple of other guys.
And Pooh Shiesty just got...
Yeah, so that's why we're going to start with the backstory. Absolutely. So with the backstory, pretty much some years ago, Pooh Shiesty actually had caught a case in regards to robbery and him actually having a firearm down in Florida.
Why signed
with Gucci, okay. Right? And he got sentenced, they say around 8 years or so, but he only did around 3 or what have you, and came out. And when he came out on home confinement.
Okay.
And pretty much was in a halfway house, right? And he was doing this home confinement in Dallas, Texas, even though, he's from Memphis. But while he was in prison, it was another artist that actually is a cousin of Pooh Shiesty named Bit Scar.
I heard of Bit Scar.
Yeah, who was actually signed to Gucci Mane in 1017. And, I didn't necessarily listen to a lot of Bit Scar's music, but I used to hear his name. And they said, he was doing well for more of the younger crowd, you could say. And allegedly, he made a good amount of money for the label. And he ended up passing away due to an overdose.
Okay.
Right? And when he passed away, they alleged that Gucci Mane called Pooh Shiesty and Bit Scar's family, and pretty much he wanted to get the 1017 chain or his jewelry back that he gave him.
One more time.
Pretty much when Bit Scar passed away from an overdose, Gucci Mane contacted Pooh Shiesty and Bit Scar's family and said he wanted to get jewelry back that he gave him.
He didn't just call them and say, give him a chain back.
I don't know how the conversation... Right, it could be more that went on, but that's what they say.
How they took it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Also, they said that Gucci Mane gave $10,000 to his funeral. They felt like he should have paid for the whole funeral. Right?
You can never do enough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's hard to please everybody. So, pretty much, when Pooh Shiesty gets out and he gets on home confinement, and he's in a halfway house in Dallas, Texas. Alleged that Pooh Shiesty had got an offer to him of around about $10 million from an artist. I'm not going to say the artist's name on the podcast, but he got an offer to actually come over and sign with another record label and another record company.
1017.
And lead 1017.
Well, how much was it?
They said around $10 million.
Okay.
Right. That's what they said. And Shiesty, you know, they're alleging that he probably as well was already a little upset too about what Gucci Mane did with the Big Scar situation.
His cousin.
Right, his cousin. Yeah.
But now Shiesty wasn't just broke.
Right. He's not broke. He's a millionaire.
His cousin shit too.
True.
You feel me?
Right.
You could have put match the 10 with a 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
if it was a issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I agree. So what ends up happening is Pooh Shiesty ends up calling Gucci Mane and letting him know, I want to do a business meeting with you in Dallas, out where he's doing his home confinement at.
Okay.
And Gucci Mane says, all right, fine. And when I come out, we can create some music and some content, things of that nature. So
help you grow.
Right, exactly. So Gucci Mane flies out with the cameraman and also his bodyguard, which is an off-duty cop.
Okay.
They fly out to Dallas, Texas. Pooh Shiesty has his dad, who is his manager, by the way.
Okay.
And
he's always been his manager.
Right.
All right.
Yep. He has his dad, who's his manager, also an artist named Bit 30 out of Memphis. He has him come out, and some of his other guys from Memphis as well.
Now Big 30 and Gucci did a song together.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was a big song for 30.
I've heard.
Yeah, I actually like that song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I heard some of his music, and I can say he's a pretty good artist. You know, some of the music I heard from him. Yeah.
What I can say with 30, I think him and Pooh Shiesty was like brothers or something.
Well, I can't confirm that.
Okay.
But, you know, yeah, I can't confirm that. But I know they're real close.
Okay.
Yeah. But what I will say is they all travel out to Dallas as well, and they bring some other guys from Memphis too with them, right? And what came out is, from now, the FBI, is that they actually have, you know, I don't know if it's footage or what have you, of Pooh Shiesty's dad going into a Staples out in Dallas, Texas, some hours before they were supposed to meet with Gucci Mane, and they're alleging that he went in there because he was drawing up the paperwork because Pooh Shiesty wanted to get out his deal.
Okay, so,
right.
So he can get a better deal, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Pooh Shiesty's dad, Pooh Shiesty, Bit 30, and some other guys, they meet Gucci, the cameraman, the bodyguard at the studio. And what happens is, while they're there, being that Pooh Shiesty has an ankle monitor on, his probation officer calls him. Like, we see that you're not where you're supposed to be at. And Pooh Shiesty pretty much tells the probation officer that he spoke to someone else within the criminal justice system, and they said that he got red time. And they said, no, there's no red time here. You need to get back to the home.
Yeah.
And so Gucci Mane overhears this, they say, and he said, well, we can just reschedule this for another time.
Because Gucci been in this situation.
Exactly.
So
right.
Okay, fair.
Pooh Shiesty said, yeah, we can, but before we leave, I want to holler at you in another room. So Pooh Shiesty, his dad, and they say Bit 30.
Okay.
This is what the news is reporting. They go into another room, and Pooh Shiesty puts the paperwork down and says, I want out my deal. They say Gucci Mane says no. They get into an altercation. And during the altercation, they say Pooh Shiesty pretty much tells Bit 30, hey, bring me my bag, because he brought a bag with him to the studio. He brings the bag. Pooh Shiesty pulls out an AK-47 on Gucci.
On Gucci.
Yep. And tell him, you're going to sign this release of me from your company.
Guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, pretty much, they say that Gucci, this is alleged, because they say it was surveillance footage in the studio.
So they couldn't see the cameras in the studios?
I'm assuming not.
Most times, the cameras ain't hidden.
Right, exactly.
Things right there you can see.
Exactly.
Right.
So they say that Gucci looks over at the dad. Like, you gonna let this go down? And they say the dad just put his head down and started shaking his head.
So now if the dad been the manager,
right?
Dad and Gucci been done did business together.
Exactly. So pretty much Gucci Mane goes and signed the release. And after that, they say Bit 30, pretty much locked the door, so Gucci couldn't really get out. And they say once he signs the release, Pooh Shiesty takes the paperwork, gives it to his dad and say, is everything good with it? Yeah. And his dad says it got to be dated. Right. So now.
So dad involved.
Exactly.
So before with the head down.
Exactly.
You say, hey, make sure you date that shit.
Right.
Now you involved.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what happens there. Right. Then they pretty much have Gucci Mane take his earrings out his ear, take his wedding ring off, take his Rolex watch off. They take that and all the cash out of his pocket. They take all that.
And this happened and Gucci ain't say nothing?
Well, they did say Gucci did say something. He said to them, this ain't gonna fly. We don't have no lawyers here. You pressuring me to sign this agreement. And they said that Pooh Shiesty said, shut your B.A. up before I handle business, pretty much. And they say also they threw Gucci on the couch, right? That's another thing. So that's pretty much what happens there. Now, over in the studio room, you still got the other guys, the cameraman and the bodyguard, the off-duty cop. They say then these guys draw on the cameraman and the off-duty cop. The other guys that was there with Pooh Shiesty and Bit 30 and his dad, they draw on them. And pretty much they say the bodyguard was actually finna go for his thing, but it was just too many of them with things, right? They outnumbered them.
It's crazy.
So pretty much they had them take all their jewelry off as well, empty their pockets. And they say they even strangled the cameraman, who was a white guy, by the way. They strangled him. They actually have pictures showing marks all around his neck and everything. And then from there, pretty much, they escorted Gucci Mane, the cameraman, and the cop out the studio with firearms to them and told them to leave, and they hopped in their cars and they left. Hello, this is G Bass, Rise of the 1%, Rise Media. We on this Saturday evening about to get ready to knock out some podcast episodes with some individuals here in the city of Atlanta making some big moves. You can see here, look, this is how it goes down. Here when our guests come and sit down with myself, G Bass, otherwise the 1% of Rise Media, to have that conversation, to share the story, share the journey, share what you got going on. So listen, everybody got a story, everybody got a journey, and then you got some things going on, then you definitely can get with us and see him. It'll be a fit to be on the Rise of 1% podcast and actually have that discussion with myself. It's going to be a link to a form for you to fill out. You said www.theriseof1%.com/pod-form. Again, www.theriseof1%.com/pod-form. It's going to be in this video. You can fill that out, and we can see if it'll be a fit for you to come on and have that conversation with myself. If you don't fill out the form, then obviously it's not for you, and that's fine. We're looking for those that's serious. Those that's serious about rising to the top 1% are already in the 1%. That's what we're looking to sit down with myself right here. As you can see, Rise Media, Rise of the 1%. This is how we get down. We have a great time and have a lot of fun doing it. So once again, if you're serious, make sure you fill out the form. We'll look over the form, see if it's a fit. If it's a fit, we'll reach out. If not, we won't reach out. We'll just continue to move forward. But with that said, this is G Bass. See you So, have a great one on post.